Ages.
Hello, everyone. This is your faithful Amanda Splatts. Uh, for anyone who watched the stream this morning, I went ahead and gave the watermelons back to General Bun Bun. She was wondering why I put like pale white paint on them. I didn't have the heart to tell her, but I think she watched the stream. But I'm back. Everything's back to normal. Bronson is no longer in charge of my channel. So we're gonna do what I love, and that is collabing with the one and only. Go ahead and give you an intro, man.
I am Zosimus Tarkus, the warlord of Thrax. For thousands of years I have lived among you and fought in your battles, from the mires of Germania to the deserts of Bactria. But now the time has come for me to lay down my arms and teach the youths of humanity about the lessons I have learned, the people I have met, and the civilizations I have seen rise and fall.
My man is paying it forward. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. So I was racking my brain trying to think of what we could stream because it's been a while since we collabed, and I don't know what brought me to Carmen Sandiego. Like, I must have heard the fucking old TV show Earworm at some point, and I'm like, you know what? This man's good at talking about the histories of the world and shit like that. We'll see if we can do a little.
We're not so old that we remember, like, the Atari video game crash.
Yeah.
But I do remember playing this as a kid.
Yeah, I feel like a fucking egg right at the beginning of the stream. Thank you, my man. But yeah, we were gonna play the Nintendo port of Carmen Sandiego, but they didn't want to do one for Where in the World. We're gonna try both Where in the World and Where in Time. But I figured since you're more of a history VTuber, we'd start with Where in Time.
I don't think I've played that one. I remember when I was in elementary school, we had this thing called computer lab, which in theory, you'd think that it was supposed to teach us like basic coding, but really no. We just went to this computer lab and played games. Like we played children's games like Word Muncher and
oh my god,
Carmen Sandiego.
You're unlocking memories for me, man. Super Munchers is a game I was thinking of playing sometime. I remember that.
Wait, are we thinking of the same thing? The one with the troggles?
Yeah, man, the little green box dude fucking running around. Fake Pac-Man shit. Yeah, man. Except I played Super Munchers, which is the same thing, except it had like a little cutscenes here and there. But yeah, man, it's shit like that and the Oregon Trail. It's amazing. Kids these days, they're not gonna understand learning on with the fucking iPads and everything. Like having these shit experiences.
Funny thing about the Oregon Trail, you know the meme about how people will shoot like 2,000 pounds of meat and only be able to bring back 300 pounds, right?
I think it's 100.
The woman who was supervising us basically would come say, "I am an Indian. I am going to come and kill you if you kill too many animals, and which means you'll have to start from the beginning."
Holy crap! I guess that I could kind of, as an educator, I could understand why you want to do that, cause you know if you're a little fucking kid, you're just gonna want to play the shooting game again and again and again. But tactically, with the high level gameplay, you kind of have to if you can only carry 100 pounds of meat, unless you're playing like the banker and you just got all the money.
Yeah, I mean, different standards for students than for adults, definitely. Like, you're from the desert, right? Do you know what crypto is?
Unfortunately, yes. I watch a lot of Coffee Soul. Oh. Well, of course I know, but why don't you educate our audience?
Okay, so cryptobiotic soil. So in the desert, in the desert, there's this like layer of like soil containing like a large amount of bacteria and a large amount of bacteria and other microorganisms. It's essential to the ecosystem. To the ecosystem of the desert, and When I was in Utah, I spent some time in Utah. Don't ask me why I was there. I don't want to talk about that, but
All right, you keep your secrets, man.
basically, to make a long story short, I was in a camp of sorts, where an educational camp and the for older teens, and the teachers believed in something called leave no trace, or L&T, where we were expected to leave no litter, leave no items behind, and harm the soil as little as possible. Harm the ecosystem as little as possible.
Right.
So we had to step on the crypto. So we had to step on the crypto as little as possible. And then when I finally left Utah, what I found out that is that people who actually live there, people who live in the area, love stepping on the crypto. They call it nature's bubble wrap.
Yeah, it's like, I believe that's an old hiker's axiom. Take nothing but pictures, leave nothing but footprints.
Well, you're not even supposed to leave footprints in this case.
Yikes. Well, you made it through, man, and we're happy to hear that you did.
Yep, I made it through. I made it through, and the crypto is intact for now.
Oh yeah. Till they open a Mount Gox. So we're gonna start with We're in Time. I'm just double checking the audio and everything. This is actually cool with some of the older Super Nintendo releases. They had them built in with multiple languages. I mean, I'm doing English, of course. So, can you hear the game properly?
Somewhere in San Francisco.
Right.
Acme.
Where in San Francisco?
Wait, no, I actually can't.
That's
crap.
Right. Well, that's what, there are multiple audio channels, so it might not just come over. I'm just double.
You know what? I don't need to hear. Just describe to me what's going on.
Yeah, I don't think you need to hear it all, anyways. But I'll just go ahead and double check. Because I got 4 different audio sources going right
now. Okay, so where are we going?
Well, I'm just checking. The important thing is that the important thing is that the OBS is picking it up, so that'll be good. Okay, so I guess we got to go to the lab first. Oh shit! I think you're cooked, my man. I think we better move the fuck on.
Never cook again.
Hells yes. Who let him cook? Go to the detective lounge. Get the fucking coffee. Well, that's.
Yep. No. Yep. You're not allowed to use. You are not allowed to use Zimbabwe dollars as toilet paper.
Good to know, man.
Are you old enough to remember that?
I'm afraid I'm not.
Like how apparent. No, I vaguely remember. I vaguely remember, I don't know, hearing about these outhouses where they would say do not use newspapers or Zimbabwe dollars as toilet paper.
Well, I know there are some currencies out there where it takes literally hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of them to get something, so I'm assuming that's what it means.
Something like that.
Right. So I guess we go to the personnel lab. Audio shouldn't be horribly. Oh my lord! I mean, hello, nice to meet you. I'm sure you're a lovely person there. Personnel here.
On the inside.
Yeah. You find your son very exciting, interesting, and very dangerous. That's great. They tell us our job is dangerous right in front. This is our liability release form. Please enter your name and press start. All right. Enter your name. let's start. There we go. I think I passed the first test. Selector 6. I don't know, let's random choice.
That's how it is.
If you're, this is the password screen. Now, spoiler alert, I looked it up. Apparently, you can't actually capture Carmen herself unless you've done, like, I believe, 35 to 50 cases. And there's no fucking way we're getting that done in 2 hours. Yeah, if you get 80 cases, you retire. So here's a chrono skimmer, and we fucking get going.
One of those games where you have to jump through an endless numbers of hoops to get the true ending, like Ghosts and Goblins. Have you played Ghosts and Goblins on stream yet?
Not yet. I think I have it as one of the Capcom collections, but that game is just so frustrating. Especially the second loop to get the quote-unquote real ending, where you have to use one of the shitty weapons to get through. Alright, so...
Right.
Alert. King Roderick's slipper has been stolen from Spain at 7-Eleven.
Wait.
Yeah.
They're going back that far. Most Spaniards don't even get educated. From what I know, most Spaniards don't even cover that period that much in their, what is it? In their history textbooks. Roderick, also known as Roderick.
King Roderick of Spain.
Yep, he was, yes, this was actually the period before what we know as the Spanish kingdoms. This was the Visigothic kingdom.
Wow. I know you've talked about that area before.
Yes, Roderick was the last king. Was the last king of the Visigoths before the Visigothic kingdom ultimately was conquered and destroyed by the Umayyad Caliphate.
Wow. So we'll get to see it before everything kind of goes to shit.
Pretty much.
All right. So an unidentified woman was leaving. Now this is important that it's a woman because. There are 16 different criminals in this game, and we've got to figure out who the criminal is before we can arrest them also. That'll cut it in half.
Oh, actually, you know what? I take that back. According to Wikipedia, he wasn't actually the last king of... he was well known as the last king of the Goths, but he wasn't actually the last king of the official king of the Visigoths. He was the last Goth to rule from the city of Toledo.
Wow. Dude from Ohio, you must be hardcore. Alright, so we got 29 hours. Basically in this game, hours are just like travel points. Essentially it's like your quote unquote time limit. If you screw up like even once or twice, you're gonna run out of hours. That's just basically so you're not just farting around.
Oh, the hours you're allowed to stay in the past.
Right. Every time you search something or go somewhere, it changes the hours. Alright, so, before anything else,
Ruler of Spain from 1912 to 1961, 961, not...
Oops, sorry, I was going to go ahead and enter in that this is a female into the data.
Right, because of the picture.
Right. So, right, it's the data said a woman leaving the scene. Alright, so,
okay.
Going back. Oh, fuck. Wrong button. Okay,
already having fun, aren't we?
Yeah, well, there you go, man. I just want to go ahead and... Because I know I would have forgotten if I didn't put that in. Alright, so, the ruler of Spain collected Greek and Latin manuscripts, translated the works. So the dude was into lost media, kinda, it looks like. It's good to know. Alright, so...
Yeah, I mean, you have to work really hard since the Internet Archive wasn't around back then.
I love the Internet Archive, man. That's such a great fucking tool. I fucking love it, man.
You love the Internet Archive. My channel would not exist without the Internet Archive.
Hell yeah. In fact, there was a time here where, Sandy was doing streams of old DOS games in Internet Archive, like the Mario Fundamentals one. It's so nice. They have the DOS box right up there on the site. and you just pull it up and you just play it right from there. It's fucking great.
All right, so data. What happens when you press data?
Data, that's just so we can go ahead and enter in information on the criminal. Because we got to get a warrant on the
Okay, and what
criminal
happens when you
first.
press search?
So what we do is we have 3 different items here. We got a witness, informer, and a scanner. Doing each of these takes up a little bit of that time, and we're not going to have time to check everyone and do everything. So early on, we want to check a couple of these so we know where we're going, because each time you check one gives a hint about who the criminal is as well. So once we figure out who
Alright, so
let's go.
let's talk to the witness.
So she was going to help Dante search for Beatrice.
That's not even the same time period. That's like 600, at least 600 years as into the future.
Right. Well, that's a hint on where we're supposed to go. And no hints about the criminal. So we'll talk to the informant. She planned to meet some Guelphs and Ghibellines. What are Guelphs and Ghibellines?
I suppose I should. I feel like I should know this, but I don't know who those are.
Well, feel free to look them up, man. I believe the game actually came.
No, you know what? I'm not going to look it up anymore. I need to use. I need to. I have lived for. I have lived in this world for thousands of years. My memory isn't that bad. Yes, it is.
Well, either way, I said Hazel Eyes, so I'm going to add that in. Usually the third one, the scanner, takes up the most time, so I don't like to use it unless I'm completely stumped. So, Dante...
crap, that's...
Oh, sorry.
Almost 25% of our time is gone.
Yeah, but the early missions, I believe, there are only 2 to 3 jumps. But if you get a jump wrong, you are screwed.
So we mentioned Dante and Beatrice, so I guess we're going to Italy.
Alright, so Italy in between 900 and 1300. Let's fucking go. Yeah, if you get it wrong, you have to go all the way back, and that's going to kill your time. Well, the Leaning Tower of Pisa doesn't seem to be leaning nearly as much. So,
early Italian history focuses on the Etruscans. Their highly developed civilization was known for metalworking and winemaking.
Ooh, very classic. So now go ahead and search. Oh, shit!
Alright, let's talk to the witness.
Fucking Kubla Khan coming up on our ass. That means we're on the right track. Because if we'd chosen the wrong track, it would just say, I don't know who you're talking about, or I've never seen that person. So we're on the right track. That's good.
Running lessons from Jesse Owens. I mean, we know who that is, right?
Yeah.
We stayed in school long enough to learn about that in our 8th grade history lessons.
Sounds like it's gonna be America, like maybe the 30s or 40s. So
it is the 30s. That's the period of the Munich Olympics, Berlin Olympics, when Jesse Owens. Okay, so interesting story about I was taught in about the interaction between Jesse Owens and Hitler.
Right.
So Hitler, of course, was furious that Jesse Owens could win a gold medal, even while a medal, and defeat his Aryan Superman athletes, and he made up all sorts of excuses on why this happened. However, Jesse Owens, in his later memoirs, eventually recalled a story where he passed by Hitler and just waved to him, and Hitler waved back. Might have been a little bit of a reflex, but
You sure he wasn't?
This was also a time when.
You sure he wasn't doing the fucking Heil Hitler arm gesture instead?
That seems like an awkward time to do that. Like imagine being in Germany and say, and saying, "Hey Fritz, Fritz, nice weather you're having," and the guy say, "Does the Roman salute?"
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
USA.
so while I'm just gonna let them know while we were going through that, I had enough evidence to go ahead and figure out who the criminal was, antebellum, because you
Wait,
need.
already?
Yeah, we had female, brown hair, no, blonde hair and hazel eyes, and female. That's 3 out of 5 clues. There's only 16 criminals in the game, so you need the warrant before you can actually arrest anyone. So now the trick is, now that we know who it is and have the warrant, we have to use as few tips as possible. Because now we don't need to figure out who it is. Now we just need to get to the next destination. So obviously it's going to be USA. I'm assuming it's going to be USA in the late 1900s.
Late? I thought it was. It's early.
Right. Anywhere between 1900 and now, which is like, I believe, 95. That'll definitely be it.
All right.
Because I believe it's only 8 or 16 areas with 4 different time periods in this game. It's not that big, that expansive.
In the early 20th century, European immigrants swelled the US population and provided workers for the growing economy. They also introduced new music, food, and customs.
The World's Fair, man, with the elite meat. Let's go ahead and take a quick look. Like I said, now that we've got the warrant, we gotta spend a little time, because the last time... Oh, shit! She's gonna fucking...
Is that Marie Antoinette?
Probably, I don't know.
No, that can't be it. Sell a hairbrush, Nikita Khrushchev. That's the 60s, I think.
Yeah, that's Russia. It couldn't have been...
Anyways, like you said, it's a broad time period.
Yeah, it couldn't have been Marie Antoinette. Her head was still attached.
Alright.
Alright, so it's gotta be Russia then. Because like you said, now we know who it is. We don't need to stick around and get tips on who the criminal is. We just need to fucking get him. Okay, so the most important event of 20th century Russia was the Bolshevik Revolution, the follows London of through Kerensky's provisional government. Right. Oh shit. Oh shit, trebuchet! Fucking hell.
Wait.
Uh-oh. So what that means is that...
What's he trying to do? Use a trebuchet to tear down the walls of the Kremlin?
I think he's trying to use a trebuchet to tear down our fucking skull. What that means is that we didn't get any tips at all. That means this is the last location. Means we just have to look around and try to... Oh shit, snakes!
A snake?
Snake in Russia? Well, that means this is the last area. It means we just need to go through and find
if the king of Greece can be bitten and killed by killed by sepsis by a monkey, then you can find a snake in Russia.
Yikes! That must have hurt. And there we go. Suspect looking. Now let's see if we got the right person.
Robot.
We got all the tips and tricks and the techniques, man. We got a fucking robot, man. It's great. It's fucking great. She looks like Carmen. She's probably not Carmen. Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting overloaded errors on OBS, but it looks fine on my phone, so. Identity check completed. Successfully tracked antebellum, dated forward for validation. And message from the chief. That's how you fucking do it.
Quick quiz. What does antebellum mean?
Isn't that some kind of old time period in America? Like back during the Civil War?
Antebellum means before the war.
So kind of like maybe specifically which war though?
Okay, so antebellum, I believe, I think that's my Latin is, I think my Latin is not that rusty, but, for example, the terms no, the outcome of wars can sometimes referred to as status quo antebellum, which is where nothing actually has changed in terms of territorial concessions.
Right. But I'm thinking
For example,
like it
yeah,
would be talking about before the Civil War, like the 1800s,
correct,
or would it be like before World
correct.
War II, like the whole Great Gatsby era?
In the case of the U.S., yes, antebellum does refer to before the Civil War, the South before the Civil War.
There you go. Always learning something with you, man. That's why I'm glad to have you here as my partner. We have been promoted to the rank of time controller. Now, the way that this game works is to even get to Carmen, you have to complete 35 cases. And to quote unquote get the ending, you have to do 80 cases. Obviously, we're not doing that shit tonight. Like, even speedrunners do it in, like, I think the full playthrough was like 8-9 hours. But I figured we'll go ahead and play this a little while, then we'll switch over to where in the world, the one that everyone knows. But just say we're
All right,
probably
time control crime alert.
Oh shit, crime never sleeps, man. First Mercury mine has been stolen. They stole a fucking mine. What did they do? Did they like saw it out like Bugs Bunny sawed Florida off from the rest of the state, from the country? Holy shit! Carmen's got some tech. An unidentified man. There we go. That cuts the roster.
Yeah, an unidentified man was seen leaving the scene of the crime, carrying carrying a mountain-sized chunk of earth.
Dude must not skip leg day. We got 38 hours for this one. Now, the way that it gets, like, the longer, the more cases you get, the more steps. Because, like, the one we did, that was just, like, 3 steps. And I believe they get up to 10. But this is just, like, a little... This is kind of a little bit of a shit post of a stream just a chance for me and my man Sauce to chat. It's been too fucking long, my man. And I'd love to chat with, like, stream with you more, but if my system is too chunky to run a Super Nintendo emulator, it's gonna be too chunky to run Tabletop Simulator. And I know you have been kicking so much ass with that, man. Like you and Malone playing several different campaigns over several different days. That was a lot of fun to watch.
Yes, I'm very good. I'm very grateful that you actually showed a dropped in for that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like I'm more of a D&D type of guy, even though I never played a full campaign, so I couldn't 100% follow everything. But with the whole one rules thing, it did seem to make sense.
The Incan Empire at its height was 380,000 square miles. Messages were carried by long-distance runners called Chasqui, who ran 150 miles. Huh. I mean, and the guy who ran on 26 miles after the Battle of Marathon was supposed to have died out of exhaustion after he was done.
Well, Peruvians are just built different. Hashtag yes, all Peruvians. Okay, so he's going to warn Jan DeWitt of an impending invasion.
Okay, Jan DeWitt, that's obviously a Dutchman.
And
so
no clue about the criminal.
In what time period? I'm not sure.
Well, let's check the info. We plan to have Franz Halls capture his criminal nature on canvas. That also sounds Dutch, right?
I'm not an art historian. You know, let's just look at the options. Let's look at the options.
Yeah, well, I'm a little pissed. They didn't give us a single clue about who the criminal was. Yeah, let's go and look at the options first. Holland, definitely Holland.
Well, obviously it's Holland.
Yeah. That's one of the good things about the game. The only time you really get thrown is if they have the same location in 2 different time periods. So the Dutch art of this period was dominated.
Dutch art of this period was dominated by the great painter Rembrandt. Other artists of Holland Golden Age include Hals, Vermeer, and Van der... Oh yeah, that's right, I saw a meme about this from Master of Raffleness. This period was known as the Dutch Golden Age, when the Dutch basically colonized had a colonial and trade empire spanning the entire world. They controlled, for example, New York was originally New Amsterdam.
Yeah, that's what they said in the song, man.
New York was, well, oh yeah, that's right, Istanbul, not Constantinople,
Yeah,
right?
man, they might be giants. One of the greatest bands ever.
And it was known as the Dutch Golden Age, and it was interesting because the rest of Europe and possibly the entire world was burned down. This was probably the only part of Europe, if not the world, that was prospering at this point.
Well, of course it wasn't blowing down, man. They got all these windmills to put out the fire. I mean, come on.
Except maybe Japan. Japan was going through the Edo period at this time, and basically nothing really was happening.
Oh, well, where'd the fucking cowboy come from? Okay, so he was sneaking around the elegant new court of the Rajputs. I've never heard of this.
Okay, so the Rajputs in India, what time period this would be really depends on. The Rajputs are actually still around today. The Rajputs are actually the name of a caste in India, an upper caste of rulers and warriors. So there are actually some people today that have the last name of Rajput.
That's interesting. I'm just pissed off we didn't get a single clue about the criminal either. All we know now is just he's a male. He wanted to find the river named for the goddess Ganga.
Well, that doesn't really specify a time period.
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and waste a little time and do the scanner because we don't have anything about the criminal himself. Didn't get a single tip about it. Objects found. A chess set.
A chess set, alright.
Of Indian origin.
Alright.
Indian 550 then, alright.
Oh, that old.
Well, that's why, I believe that's why you don't want to use the scanner too much. Because it uses so much time. Because we're down to 18 now. So, but going through all those two different areas, we don't have a single fucking clue about the criminal. And we can't arrest... Oh! Good goddess, who is that? Are you...
Wait, is that... does that violate terms of service?
I don't see it, did he? If it didn't violate the terms of service of the Super Nintendo back in the mid-90s, when Nintendo of America was going fucking ham and crackers on censorship and cutting out almost everything, like crosses and stuff.
I guess they weren't a fan of Golden Axe then with Tyrus.
Probably. That was for Genesis. The Sanskrit and the Bhagavad Gita, those were written in Sanskrit. Yeah, I don't see any titties. And, like, with Brolame's channel, I don't see any pierced cocks, so I think we're good. Okay, I hope we get another round because we don't have any clues. Yep, we get another round. Okay, so that one might actually be appropriate. He wanted to see Joseph Priestley perform some shocking new experiments.
That name sounds familiar, but... Carrot?
Male with red
So
hair.
orange hair, I guess?
Yep. Let's see if I can get lucky and just get him with that. Let's see if there's only one guy with orange hair. Or red. Fuck. Could be one of two of three people. I guess there's like a pair of twins that are counted as the same person. So let's keep looking. He was late for a very important date with Lewis Carroll.
The rabbit?
Probably. So, if I remember, the scanner never gives you information about who they are, and you still don't have it.
Well, I mean, if it's Lewis Carroll, then it's probably England, Victorian England.
Gotta be 1700 to 1900, perfect time.
Yeah, I sometimes. So regarding the fantasy genre of literature, I usually say there are three different primary genres of fantasy. There is high fantasy, pioneered by C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien. There's sword and sorcery, pioneered by Robert E. Howard and Edgar Rice Burroughs. And then there is absurdist fantasy, pioneered by Lewis Carroll. Lewis Carroll Have you read Alice in Wonderland?
It was a long time ago. Like, I remember seeing the Disney, but actually reading it was a long time ago.
Ah, but you know who the rabbit is, right?
Yeah, the White Rabbit. One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you small. And the one that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask out. Oh, we got a clue here. Brown-eyed. Good, that should tell us who it is. Go ahead and put that in, because we're almost
Right,
out of
it's
time.
only 2 people.
Brown eyes. I was getting worried. We don't have a lot of time left. Alright. I think scanning that chessboard was a mistake. Because that's what takes a lot of time. Alright. So we only have 6 hours. Let's go ahead and do that one clue that we had. What was that one clue?
What is it? Well, I mean, it's the Incas, so I'm guessing it's Peru.
Yeah, we're going back to Peru, where we started this all. No, wait, that's where we started the first case. This is for the mines. People yearning for the mines. Even back then. With little cheeky little...
The Nazca lines.
Yeah, when I was young, I was kind of fascinated with those. Like, they're like massive drawings you can always see from the sky. Let's see if we can get lucky, man. Yep, this is the last area.
Alright, bear trap.
And it was moving on its own, which is fun. Slingshot. Now, this is kind of what I hate about the end game. It's like it's randomly either the witness, informant, or scanner. And we just wasted 3 hours clicking the other two
I just
things.
had a big brain moment.
Right?
So this is why. He stole that mine, so that he could signal the aliens from Mercury.
Well, we are not having Mercury invasion, not today, man. We are taking his bitch ass down. We are sending our swarthy robot. I noticed they're all wearing the Carmen type of trench coat. I wonder if that's standard file outfit. Okay, capture robot, do your fucking thing. Earl E. Berg, yeah. Like, if I remember, like, the scanner, like, takes so much time, because it basically tells you what the answer is. Like, you don't want to use the scanner unless you're really stuck. So we got the mine. So all he did was go back and take it back like 400 years after fucking around in the time stream. What are you doing, early bird? More like early turd. Time Patrol of your name.
You can do better than that.
Not without a lot of raw water. Jesus Christ. I actually had to get a 40-ounce bottle.
Oh yeah, that's right. This was the period when, period in history when you needed codes to fast forward to the period in the game.
Yep.
The level.
So basically, I believe we could save it on the original DOS port, but not in the Super Nintendo or Nintendo. Not all games have the battery backup. So I feel like we got time for one more case before we go ahead and switch over to Where in Time. So, Ivan the Terrible Sword has been stolen. So was Ivan really... No, I'll let you know, man, since you're the... Or tell me, like, was Ivan the Terrible really such a bad fucking guy?
So Ivan the Terrible is from what I know, is a mistranslation. It's more like Ivan the Great, Ivan the Incredibly Awesome. He was a little crazy though, because he like many Eastern rulers of that time, he used mercury for medical purposes.
Ooh. I know there were lots of weird like diseases and treatments back in the day, like I know leeches were a big one.
Yeah, I mean, the use of mercury, of course, was pseudoscience, kind of like the use of the time in the late 1800s where they prescribed cocaine for everything.
Yeah. The original Coca-Cola formula. Alright, so he said that Gustav Holst's new symphony, The Planets, was out of this world. And his favorite novelist was killed by Napoleon III.
That's definitely France, obviously.
So I put that in, put some mail. Dostoevsky, Victor Hugo, Kipling, or would that be Victor Hugo?
Victor Hugo, I think he was alive around this time. I don't know if he was exiled by Napoleon III, but vaguely the same time period, yes.
It was either that or Rudyard Kipling or
Definitely
Catherine
not
Anne Porter.
Rudyard Kipling or Catherine Anne Porter. But it's probably, yes, it is probably Victor Hugo.
Well, it takes time to get a profile, so let's go see if we're lucky. No, could be two different people. Just in case, or do all these criminals have fucking puns in their names? It's not cool. What the fuck?
Looks like it.
Okay, so I'll see the informant wanted to rip off Alexander Fleming's new discovery, penicillin. Wow, what a dick.
I forget where Alexander Fleming is from. Sounds like an English name, considering, Ian Fleming was the guy who wrote James Bond.
Hey, what color is the Mediterranean? Blue or green?
The founders of the Unified...
Said he had color. I used the color of the Mediterranean. Oh, well, green's not an option, so it's got to be blue. Good, we got him right from the beginning, so we don't have to worry about that shit. Because when we know who it is, if we can figure out where to go for one clue, that'll save us all the time. So is it England from 1900?
If it's Alexander Fleming, then yes, it is probably England in the Victorian England. Or, 1900s England, yeah.
There we go, 1928. Activating warp sequence. We're veterans. We did this fucking twice. Modern day England is part of the United Kingdom. Also includes Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. Now, obviously, this is way out of date. But even back, if you remember the old TV show Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, back in the mid-90s, I think it was, the world was in a tumultuous place back then, and geography kept changing. So they had to put a disclaimer on the show saying, this is what the geography was as of the time of filming. Because, it might be out of date by the time it already went. So, let's look around.
Well, I know back then South Sudan didn't exist.
Yeah, we got, I think it's, over 300 countries out there now. Oh.
No, I think it's still in the 200s.
Ah.
Okay, so...
Oh, shit, Robin Hood.
Robin Hood?
Robin Hood come here to fuck us up. He wanted to offer advice to the Northwest Passage to Captain Cartier.
Alright.
We don't need to conclude, we already got the guys.
Ebony hair.
So, would that be England?
Northwest. Cartier sounds like a French name, but...
Well, to be safe, let's talk to the informer. He hoped his visit to Colbert wouldn't be too taxing.
See, that's also a French name.
Alright, let's go with that then. France in the 1300s to 1700s. But this is the gameplay loop. Once you get more and more cases, they get longer and longer. I believe at the end you get up to 10 locations in one case. Okay, so the policies of Chief Ministers Richelieu and Mazarin got the grand power for his crown. The Sun King, Louis XIV, ruled as monarch for 72 years. That's a long fucking time. Oh, good lord, watch! What the duck? Dude with the Tommy gun. And weird shoulders. He was going to spy on the Gupta dynasty disguised as a member of the Vaisya caste. We did Gupta earlier, didn't we? What was the Gupta? Wasn't Gupta India?
Don't we already have a warrant?
Yeah, we do. But that doesn't come into play until we get to the actual location. Because like you see, already the sequences are getting longer. This is like our fourth jump. Okay, so now, wow, these are getting longer. This is like the fifth jump we're gonna be doing. He was off to steal a Bosch painting.
Bosch, that sounds vaguely German.
That's Hieronymus Bosch, I believe. That's the one who draw those weird fucking pictures of hell. Is that France? Or...
Well, I mean, again, Bosch also sounds like a. If it's not German, then it does sound like a Dutch name. No, can we get some more? Too late.
Oh, too late. Well, we're running low on time already. We only got 8 hours left. Might be down to RNG now. Yep, now it's gonna be down to RNG. See if we got enough time.
All right. Okay, so yeah, that was a guess, but good guess.
Yep, there we. I wonder if it's RNG or whether he's just always under the skin. So, let's see if we're right. You see this slimy little bastard is who he says he is. There we go.
All right, now we're in the world.
We got just in case. Carmen's still at large, and she's gonna stay at large. So I think we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next game.
Third case. This is the third case, and I'm already sometimes like almost drawing a blank and having to use intuition. I shudder to think what the later cases are going to be like.
Well, it's a lot of the similar tips, but problem is they go longer. Like, you have a slightly more time, but you have 10 to 15 different locations in one chain. And as you see, if you screw up even once or search too much even once, it fucks you up and fucks up your time. So, your performance in that case is excellent. We've earned some time off. Good. Like, do yourself like the adventure. The chief. The fucking chief. My homie. So that's Where in Time. I believe Where in Time came after Where in the World. They both followed like basically the same gameplay loop. But I thought we'd do Time first because you would be a historian and everything. How did you become so interested in history?
Well, that's a good question. I had very good teachers, definitely, as a kid, but I don't know. There's something about just knowing the truth, like like most people's understanding of history comes down to very often repeated myths. For example, the idea of the Polish cavalry that just blindly charged at the tanks and got run over. That probably didn't happen.
Right.
And also, and it's just very interesting to see exactly, or not really disprove them, because most myths in history are based somewhat in reality, but stereotypes are based in based to some degree in truth and all that, but how they came to be, how people came to believe what they do believe right now.
Yeah, because
it's like a puzzle, I guess.
Because you get this like kind of driving my middle management wagey experience into it. Like, you don't always when there's a situation, you don't always get the true story. You rarely get the true full story from just one person. So you have to piece together multiple different accounts, go with the actual hard physical evidence, and try to put together a picture from that. And it's even harder when you've got accounts from like hundreds, if not thousands, of years ago. It is so important to document all that stuff and get the record of all that stuff. Because, man, if you don't know where you've been, you don't know where you're going to be fucking going, right?
That's how it is.
I'm going to go ahead and fill my water here. We'll go ahead and... because I believe there are more locations in world. Like, I believe there are only 16 locations in time and, like, 4 different time periods. I've been trying better to stay hydrated. Because I used to get, like, back in the day, really sick because I thought I could push myself. Didn't have to drink as much water once I was fucking out there in the heat doing what I needed to do. No, I gotta start taking better care of myself, so I'll make sure to stay hydrated these days, but it is very important. Alright, so let's load up Where in the World.
Okay, so... Oh, so this was 1993, right?
Yep. Well, this port was 93. Yeah, detective at keyboard. Please identify yourself.
I mean, definitely the biggest, I don't know, earth-shattering event regarding borders back then was the Yugoslavian Civil War, when the whole thing just broke into many different countries.
Right, the fall of the Soviet Union.
Other than... No, this was after the fall of the Soviet Union.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's right, around that time too, yes.
So, I get there... No, nothing's happened. Oh, it just fucking sits around. Oh, no!
National treasure stolen from Kathmandu. Sherpas map to Mount Everest.
Well, that's weird. There's no, like, lobby or anything in this game. It just immediately shove you right into the game.
So, apparently the last time I heard about Mount Everest was about how filthy it is.
Oh.
Like...
Because these days when you go travel and you got all these modern conveniences and you throw out the packaging and everything, it's got to be disgusting up there.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking shame. I don't know why we need a map to Mount Everest, though. I mean, just look up at the sky and there it is. Gotta track the thief to Kathmandu to his hideout and arrest him. You must... so there's a time limit of this game, too. We have to apprehend him by Sunday at 5 p.m.
Okay, so we have a week.
Yep. I'm not sure how the time works here. The password, language. So it looks like it's set up a lot more like the actual computer. So I guess this is the one for the warrant. We'll put that into mail and exit menu. That's definitely not enough information yet. Go to the hotel. And watch every single fucking... Oh, good lord. We get to see some faces today, man.
Someone's been... has an unbroken mewing streak.
There. Oh, good lord. He's going for the world record. All I know is that he was practicing lap pronunciation, and he had a fancy... Yeah, dude's practices something with his lap. And he had a fancy ring on.
Lap.
L-A-P-P.
Is he talking about Lapland?
Possibly. Let's see what's going on at the airport. Reliable source told me he left plane with the red and blue cross on its wing.
Maybe. Oh, okay, it's probably somewhere in Scandinavia then. I think Lapland is in Norway.
Norway or Scandinavia?
Well, Norway is in Scandinavia.
Oh, good to know.
So he has a ring,
Right.
and
Probably not enough to identify.
he has a plane. He has a plane.
But Kathmandu, so Oslo, Kigali.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is Norway.
Gotta be Oslo. Let's fucking travel. I don't know how the time works here. I don't seem to see a scanner option here, but I don't want to take too long if we know where we're going. So, good. Take another look. Go to the hotel. And I don't know, like some kind of mustard container or something tells us we're on the right track. Good lord, you again? All I know.
French pronunciation. The
Dude was.
No, wait. I was going to say, okay, let's go to France, but no, there are other places where people speak French, like Canada.
So French pronunciation, and he was wearing it home. You wear a helmet while skydiving.
Yes.
Or mountain climbing.
Yes. Right.
Probably has to do with the motorcycle. See if that gives us some Nick Brunch. Delicious.
Oh, that's it?
Let's see if we got this guy. See if it's the right guy. In the meantime, let's see what our travel options are. Budapest, well, he's speaking French.
Obviously it's Paris then.
This game is going to be ridiculous. Like, it's like at least the last one made me think. This one's kind of sad. So France with a population of 55 million, famous for its food, fashion, and I mean, I'll bitch about it, but this is designed for kids, obviously. Like little kids.
Babylonian pottery, so probably Iraq.
And we know who it is now, so... Oh, fuck, I didn't mean to choose that. Just to make sure that... Red, white, and black flag. Yeah, that does sound like a map. So it could be Baghdad.
Baghdad, yeah.
And make a good time, it's only Tuesday. For me, it was Tuesday. Iraq, Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, bordered by Jordan, Syria, Turkey, Iran, Kuwait, and Saudi Arabia. Not to get political, but like it's not somewhere you'd want to go on vacation, is it? Not the way things are right now over there. Right, museum. I'm sorry, vile henchman. I'm not gonna be intimidated by a dude on a little bicycle with little horn. Ding, ding, ding. No, fuck you, buddy. He was planning to run a monograph.
A monograph on the on Juan Scopes owl.
On Juan Scopes.
Well, he definitely does have a ring. No, it doesn't matter. We have a warrant. Maybe by process of elimination. On Juan Scopes owl. I don't know. I have never heard.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to choose that shit. I hit the B button to go back. No, it took us back to fucking Paris. No, we're going back. Fuck. I didn't get the instructions. I didn't get the instructions for this. I'm just flying by the seat of my fucking pants. But we're so far ahead. I think we should be good. Let's look what else is going on. See the library. Checked out a vanilla bean cookbook.
Vanilla bean might be somewhere in Africa then.
I think there was one African choice.
Yes.
Moroni. It's not nearly as exhilarating as the old television show. We're in the Federal Islamic Republic of the Comoros.
Never thought I'd hear that name again.
But when's the last time you heard it, man?
I there was a period when before I started making shorts, when instead of making shorts, I would regularly post interesting facts about history on Twitter. The first one I did was on Comoros.
Oh, cool. Because I've been trying to learn how to do the shorts and everything myself, so it's cool that you actually have that history, and then transition that over to streaming. Oh, hey, someone stopped by, man. Chris, thank you for stopping by. What I learned recently, Carmen Sandiego games were inducted in the World Video Game Hall of Fame in 2020. My bad, it was 2020. Well, that's fucking cool. I mean, I totally understand it, man. I mean, these were classic. Like we're bitching and complaining about how easy it is, but this is meant for like middle schoolers and stuff. But yeah, that's cool. Thanks for stopping by, Chris. Let's see. Oh shit! Well, what is that?
Just barely dodged that.
You're getting too close, guy. She sure seems happy to tell us that we're gonna fucking die. Holy shit, lady. I don't know who pissed in your Cheerios, but it's not the best part of waking up. And another rumor has it that the gang is somewhere in town. Yeah, I figured that by the fucking accents, lady. Go to the palace. Oh, he's got a jaunty gait. Bring him back in the fucking room there. That's beautiful, man. We got him.
Nick Brunch.
Games were released in '85. They were fully advanced. Yeah. These ports, I believe, were from 1993. So they've got like a couple of quality of life improvements. We heard Interpol, thank you for your work on the case. Promotion, you're a sleuth. Now that's interesting about this, because like the We're in Time cases were taking us like 20 minutes each. That took like 5 fucking minutes.
Give me a moment, I'm gonna get up and stretch.
Alright, you do you, man. Looks like 4 more cases until the next promotion. So obviously, if this follows the traditional path, we're not going to catch Carmen definitely tonight, if not for a long fucking time. But like I said, we can Zatsu while we're doing this. It's not too horribly hard. Because like they gave us until like Friday or Saturday. It's Wednesday 9 p.m. Man.
Okay.
Yeah, it is good to keep moving, man. It is good to keep moving because, like, now that I don't do the physical part of my job anymore, and I work from home and I just do, like, the administrative part of the job, I have to do that myself. I had to get up, like, walk around every hour or so. And I'm trying to do that when I stream, too, because I get worried about, like, getting blood cuts in the legs and shit. Right, so let's...
Object in motion tends to stay in motion.
There you go. So it probably won't get all the way to the like I can tell this is already getting a little repetitive. But we'll give it a few more shots and see what goes from here. Oh shit, we were just in Moroni. Oh shit!
I'm sorry, the what now?
This is a Super Nintendo game in 1993. We're gonna find
most kids. Okay, I'm gonna be real. Most kids at this point probably did not know what that meant.
We're finding the Sultan's fuck book. Let's fucking go. Oh, it was a female suspect. Maybe she's not happy that the Sultan got a fuck book. But it is our job to apprehend and get the fuck book back by 5 p.m.
Maybe
Sunday.
it's the Sultan's wife.
Hell yeah. Oh, we were just here. The boat is still here. Okay, so it is a female. Let's see if we get other clues while we're in here. Oh, fuck. Trying to get what that. Oh, yeah, there's no cancel button. You just have to choose to play. Let's see. Sources tell me she changed her money to bahts.
Which means it's Thailand.
Thailand. All right. Gonna look around the next place just to make sure to see if we get a clue about the identity. Red, white, and blue flag. That'd be Thailand, and she was talking about great. Hey, the parrot is talking. That's kind of fucking cool.
Oh yeah.
Polly want to crack her. Polly more like Polly is fucking cracked. Okay, female and mountain climbing. I'm not going to compute until we get one more clue.
Wait, mountain climbing is that how the game works? Just tiny hints like that will lead to
right. Everyone's got a profile, but there are so few characters in the game that if you don't have the right clues, it is possible to accidentally eliminate everyone and have, like, if you fuck up and put in the wrong clue, it'll say there are no suspects that match. But yeah, that's what we got so far.
She said, she talked about Greek mountains. In that case, yes, she probably does like mountains.
Right. But, like, the way the contexts are is, like, the first thing they say is always about the next destination. And if they say a second thing, that's about the criminal itself.
I see.
Going to Thailand, we're going to meet M. Bison.
What? No, that's where Sagat is from.
Yeah, but in 2, after you beat Sagat, you stay, like, it's not the same stage, but you do stay in Thailand for that.
Oh.
So, located in the Indo-Chinese and Malaysian peninsulas, the only country never been governed by a European power. Oh.
Right, because Thailand was meant to be was kept independent to use as a buffer state between British Myanmar and French Vietnam.
That's cool.
French Indochina. It was more than just Vietnam.
Okay, we're on the right track. Oh shit! I accidentally hit it too fast. I don't think they penalized you for going again. Suspicious person was here. Guide to Magyar art in a suitcase. Jewelry she wore was stuck. So what?
In that case, it's Hungary. That's the traditional name for the Hungarian people, Magyars.
Alright. So I think that could also tell us who it is. Murray LaRoe. Right. So now, if we're good and be able to identify these quickly, then we only need one clue.
That's right.
I'm sorry. What was it? Where was it?
Budapest.
Budapest.
Europe.
Because you try to figure out who it is as soon as possible, because then you can try to get by on just one clue. Here we are, Budapest, 11 a.m. Once 2 cities, Buda and Pest. That sounds like bullshit, but it probably happened. Like, this game's not gonna fucking lie to us. Oop, fuck, wrong button. I'm a little woozy, if you can't fucking tell. Like, the stream this morning took a lot out of me. Like, my back is still hurting from this morning.
Hotel, Yeah, I get you. I was up till 5, catching up on my own remote job.
Yeah, you definitely want to take care. I've been trying to get more regular sleep, but now that it's getting hotter, it's getting harder to do. I saw, Big Bun, okay, so it's fucking England. Nice, easy one.
I mean, I like fans more than air conditioners when sleeping because fans produce, like, white noise.
Yeah, well, as far as the AC goes, I gotta be careful about the AC because it's real expensive to run it here. But luckily, as far as white noise goes, not gonna say a whole lot, don't want to dox myself, but due to the nature of my job, I actually bought a white noise machine. Like, it does static and woods and rivers and white noise and shit. It was like $20. And I actually put that at my entrance door to kind of help get the static kind of help permeate like with security stuff when I'm on the phone and everything. So that's actually really nice. Relatively cheap too. And I can just bring it into the other side of the apartment when I need to get some sleep. So
I remember having an old white noise machine that had different sounds for different sound options, and one of them, I kid you not, was a heartbeat sound. Can you imagine going to sleep with that?
well, I can understand if you're like really lonely and you want that human companionship, like why some people buy a Docky. If you just want that sound of
That's
Great Wall, that's obviously China. But like, yeah, it's like when some people buy a Docky too. Although I do have one of the, I don't call it a Docky because there's no like cover on it. It's just a really long pillow, and I do that because I sleep on my side, and it's just easier to kind of hook it between my neck and my shoulder, and then just hold on to it, like hook my leg around, like I'm trying to fucking put in the Kimura clutch or something, and that really seems to help.
Oh yeah, that's right. Peking is what Beijing used to be called.
Uh,
So I noticed that um, I don't know about if it's this is the case in the rest of Asia, but in India, starting in like the 2000s, there was a trend of taking cities that traditionally had British sounding names and modifying them to sound more Indian. For example, Calcutta became Kolkata, Calicut became Kozhikode, and Bangalore became Bengaluru.
I was not aware of that. I guess I could kind of understand wanting to get back to a country's roots and everything. Because didn't England kind of have their fingers in a lot of pies back in the day? Like a whole fucking empire?
The sun never sets.
There you go. Oh, shit. The only thing I could... Oh, that's the fucking Gooner again. Thank you, Gooner. Very cool. Pick the marketplace. Oh, there he is. Little gate. We're gonna catch her. Yeah, these cases are fucking flying by me. Keeping the city streets clean. Got him.
Clean of criminal filth.
There you go. So it was Murray Larocque who had the Sultan's... I forgot we were looking for the Sultan's phone. And back to the grateful... We're giving it to the residents of Moroni, so everyone gets to see. It's like the Epstein list or something. It's fucking great. We here at Interpol thank you for your good work on this weird fucking case. 3 more cases until you next week. It's... Oh shit, it's only 9:15. I think we could probably go until we get the promotion, maybe get Satsu for the rest of the hour. Does that sound good to you, man?
That sounds good.
Alright, that's fucking
Yeah.
good. Plus, we're doing really good. I don't want to fucking jinx myself, but we're doing really good because it's only Wednesday. Now Monday, 9 a.m. Orange, you don't see a lot of orange buildings. That building is orange as fuck. Now, the interesting thing is, if your audio is anything like my audio, you can't hear the game too well. But interesting thing, like, I used to have my OBS set up so it only recorded the desktop audio. But now, I have it so it pulls audio directly from me, pulls your audio directly from Discord, pulls the audio directly
Sources,
from
individual sources, right?
Yep. So when I look back on the feed later, it'll actually sound real fucking nice, and that's what's important. Oh no, someone got the jewels. Someone ran the jewels.
The crown jewels. I wonder if one of them is the Koh-i-Noor.
Oh,
The Koh-i-Noor is one of the largest diamonds in the world. Originally came from India, but eventually it just kept on changing hands until it hands. I believe one of the Nadir Shah, the Shah of Persia, who sacked Delhi, eventually got a hold of it, and eventually it finally made its way to Britain, where it's now the crown jewel of the queen.
Wow.
Only the queen, I believe, because I'm not gonna say any further because I don't know if this is what I was gonna say is accurate.
Well, feel free to look anything up if you want to. Because, these games, like I said, they encourage looking shit up. A lot of them actually came with dictionaries and world books. But if I remember, the world books were actually out of date at the time. So we know it's a male. That's all we know right now. So we're looking for the crown jewels. It's not as exhilarating as the Sultan's fuck book, but it's something. Sumerian writing.
Once again, Iraq.
Yeah. But we're gonna check a second place just to see if we can get a tip about the crook. He was in a yacht flying a red, white, and black flag. Yep, that's it. But still no hints about the crook itself, so I'll go ahead and check the perfect place.
It's always the second sentence, right?
Yep. He arrived in a private
limo. That's his vehicle.
Yep. Alright. Dude. Limo. I believe computing actually takes time, so I'm gonna wait. So, Baghdad or New Delhi or Kigali, which one?
Baghdad.
Baghdad, yep. Now, I think as a kid, you weren't supposed to, like, sit down and 100% the game in one sitting. You're supposed to take down the password and come back. 3.5. Now, we say these numbers. Take it with a huge grain of salt. This game was made back in 1993. So,
of course.
This is probably not accurate. Like, there's at least, like, 5 more guys there now. While we're sleeping, this asshole is creeping. We must be in the right place. Oh, exchange for pounds for shit.
Is that what it said? I only got a glimpse.
I got pissed off because it waited for several seconds, so I thought I had to hit the button to continue, but then it automatically switched over anyway. Exchange rate for pounds, so obviously it's going to be England.
UK again, then.
But still no clue in the criminal, so... I always try to get who the criminal is early on. That way you could just get everything on with one clue. Red, white, and black flag on this one.
Huh. Isn't the Union Jack red, white, and blue?
Yeah. He
had a fancy.
He had a fancy. He had a fancy what?
Press X. What's the button for X?
Ring on. Thank you.
Ring. All right.
That's the first time we ever had to press another button. Feature ring. Let's see if that's it. Scar Graynal. So it's a red, white, and black flag, and it's a country that uses pounds.
Pounds. I mean, I don't know if Turkey uses the lira. I'm not sure what Egypt uses, and I know the UK obviously uses pounds.
Well, the two guys said pounds, so we'll find out. We may just have to backtrack to Baghdad, and it's backtracking in where in time fucking kills you. It looks like backtracking here wouldn't take nearly as long though, because like we have until Saturday to get these cases. We've been doing it on a fucking Wednesday. I think we're okay. No one like that. Nope, we got the wrong fucking city. So now we gotta go to back to Baghdad. Back from Baghdad. And let's see, it's gonna be Istanbul or Cairo. Where did we go before Baghdad? Weren't we in Istanbul or were we in Cairo?
I don't think so.
Let's go to Cairo. I think I would have remembered if we were in Cairo, because Father Splatts loves Egypt. He loves Egyptian mythology. and the gods and the pyramids and shit like that. That's his thing. So let's see if they use pounds here. By going to the bank. Yep.
Egyptian. Wait, so it is pounds, all right.
This is
obviously he's going to India now.
Well, this is
oh no, either India or Hyrule.
Well, it's also good that we fucked up, so we can see how bad fucking up will set us back. Because where in time, we got them all without getting any wrong areas, and we still almost ran out of time. It looks like it's a little more leeway here. So, ruples. So, Rio, Colombo, or Oslo?
Okay, if it's rupees, then it's probably Colombo.
Alright. Like I said, now we got the warrant. We want to use as few trips as possible. Sri Lanka. I hear Sri Lanka is actually a pretty beautiful place. And let's get those fucking
Last I checked, it was going through a pretty bad economic crisis, though.
Right. Well, unfortunately, a lot of places have these things.
Rubles. That's obviously Russia.
A lot of money related. I wonder if they group the hits for some cases, because there's a lot of fucking money related moves. So going to Moscow. Gotta be very careful here. Thursday. One of the largest countries in the world. That's a fucking lot. 1/9 of the Earth's land area.
It is.
Is Russia. That's a lot of fallen blocks, man. That guy's hitting the grading right in front of us.
Oh yeah, he kind of is.
We're studying a French phrase book. Go to France. We have a France.
So we already have the warrant, right?
Yeah, but which of these would be France?
Okay, so Moroni then, and then to Paris.
Moroni. Because I think we were just in Colombo. Didn't we start the trip here in Moroni? I remember that fucking sail.
No, we... No, I mean, I
shit.
say... Oh, what do you know?
About to put a bullet in my fucking head. Holy shit. We got him. And it's Thursday.
You know, funny thing is, I didn't tell you to go to Comoros just because they spoke French there. I thought it was because you need to go there and then go to Paris, but...
Oh, like catch a connecting flight?
Yeah, well, this works too, because Comoros used to be controlled by France, and one of the islands there is still actually a department of France.
That makes sense. Well, we got him. Scarred Grey Knoll in the fucking pocket. And we return the crown jewels to the people of London. Alright, that's 3 down, 2 to go. Doing a pretty V clip, so it's not even 9:30 yet. Pretty good clip. We ain't writing down shit. We're doing this, itchy gee, itchy o, done fiato, 1 life, 1 meeting, 1 go, 1 fucking birthday. Meanwhile, at the large orange building. Getting rather funky with it. Reykjavik. Ooh. Have you ever heard of the Norse Saga?
Yeah, there are actually quite a few. The anime Vinland Saga is largely based on this, it's based on a number of sagas, but there are actually 2 Vinland Sagas. There's, I forget what the other one is, but the saga I was using when talking about the discovery of Vinland was the saga of Eirik the Red. But there's also, the Jomsviking saga, the saga of Olaf Tryggvason, the saga of, Knut.
A lot of these epic stories. And you know, thank God they did write them down so future generations can enjoy them too. So it's some dude.
It was originally oral tradition, but yes, eventually people did write it down.
Yeah, that's why shit like that. That's so important too. Like, because a lot of this is oral tradition. That's why you see such big uh, different versions of like tales and rules and stories and things like that. Because people just keep adding on to it. People just keep telling stories to each other again and again. And I think that's kind of partially what interested me in writing and creative writing and lore and shit. Because at the end of the day, man, we're all just telling stories to each other. So it's the
Yep.
world's oldest surviving parliament. That's nice.
Yep, all the way back to the 900s AD, the Icelandic Commonwealth.
Wow. He had a Kurdish dictionary. These clues are kind of fucking boring compared to where in time.
Oh no. Kurds live in multiple places, in both Iraq, Syria, and Turkey. There's this large area that wants to declare independence right now called Kurdistan, where the Kurds live, and I believe it covers the as like the intersection of Iraq, Turkey, and Syria.
Uh-huh. So which of these would be a crescent and star?
A crescent star. That's like the very common symbol of Islam, which means it could be any of those areas once again.
And this one had nuts. And he hated dangerous sports.
In that case, if it's nuts, I think it's Turkey.
There are a couple non-dangerous.
Croquet, of course. That's the most benign sport.
Yeah, but there's also
the safest sport.
Tennis and swimming, so gonna hold off just to be safe.
Swimming is not completely safe, and neither is tennis, because you can get hit in the head with a tennis ball.
Yeah, it's happened to me before.
Okay, it is definitely Istanbul.
Istanbul, yeah. We got Mexico City, Rio, or Istanbul. Like, if they'd actually clustered three cities together in the same area, like, I can understand it'd be more confusing. But no, it's just fucking Istanbul. Turkey, dry summers, cold winters. What's the day to fucking go? Let's go to the sport club and get non-dangerous sport. I wonder what's in that sack.
Nuts.
There you go. He was gonna hunt for a desert horned viper, and he had black hair.
I forget which desert those live in. I think it's like Africa or the Middle East.
Well, I think we got enough time to look at a couple of others as well. Trying to keep an eye on my phone as well. Battery and everything. Looking for a book of
Tuareg.
So what would Tuareg be?
Well, it's definitely not any desert in the New World then.
What do they say on the marketplace? He's looking for ancient artifacts from Timbuktu.
It's Mali.
Mali, right? So would that be?
Yeah, West Africa.
Bamako.
Yep.
Okay. We're making our way downtown. 15th century Mali was part of the Great Mali Empire. Timbuktu, port center of Islamic study. That's cool. Dude with his nuts again. He was just following us, following him. Cyclical. Person you're looking for, he was studying a Tamil dictionary, and he likes Mexican food. But that should give us who he
Yes,
is.
yes, the finest Mexican food in Chennai. Finest tacos in Chennai. I mean, I've heard of Korean tacos, but I've not heard of Indian tacos.
Glimpse, ring, tattoo, scar, jewelry. Convertible, limo, race car, motorcycle. Tennis, music. There's nothing for food. None of these. Oh, that must have been another clue about where we go. Meal, dictionary, and Mexican food. Unless that's like a holdover from like the old computer game or something. He was.
Did I ever tell you about? Did I ever tell you about the time I went to the one burger joint in Chennai, in Tamil Nadu, in India?
Oh, I don't believe you have, man. What happened?
So you know it's really weird because it's India. Everyone, most people are Hindu there, and they don't eat beef. But yeah, there. When I once I went to Tamil Nadu and Chennai, and there was one burger joint there. It was mainly there to serve the people from the northeast of India who are generally Christian and are okay with beef.
Right.
So I tried the burger there, and my God, it was awful. It was the driest burger I had ever tasted.
Well, when a place doesn't specialize in things like that, they probably don't do too good with it. Like most, like they have burgers at Dairy Queen, but no one ever fucking gets them. They go to Dairy Queen for ice cream. So, do you know where we should be going?
Okay, so I know I've been yapping a little too much, but if you read anything else, I might have missed it. Anyways, Colombo, there are Tamils in Colombo. Actually, that's one of the big conflicts. There was for a large part of like the 90s or 80s, I think there was there was an insurgency of Tamil separatists in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
So that's why I know it's probably there.
There we go. And don't worry about the yapping, man. This is like this. The game is just a vehicle for yapping. Like we're not trying to enter the Carmen Sandiego World Finals or any shit. This is just an excuse for us to hang out and chat. And I do thank you for taking this time with me, man. I really fucking do.
Me too. I'm very grateful. All right, Sport Club.
Creeping and a creeping and a creeping, but he damn near got caught because his creeper kept creeping. And the Aegean Sea.
In that case, it could be either Turkey or Greece.
We'll see what the options are.
Well, that's his vehicle, a convertible.
So I don't see Greece. Oh yeah, Athens maybe.
No. So see, it's between Paris and Cairo.
Paris and Cairo. All right, we'll give it.
Athens, yeah.
All right, there we
It's
go.
Athens.
All right.
It's just the word. The name is a bit awkwardly placed.
Oh yeah, they had to shove it out of the way because all those places were in the same area. Athens, a powerful city-state war with the neighbor Sparta, as seen in the documentary 300 about kicking dudes in a hole.
No, actually, in 300, Athens does not actually war with Sparta. It wars with both of them war with Persia.
Huh? What time period would that be?
The 5th century BC. All right, guy is looking for something in the ground. Something he dropped on the ground, I guess.
So he wanted to kayak down the Po. Where would the Po?
The River Po. I believe that's in Southeast Asia. No, that's not it. The Po River. I think that's in Italy. Yes, it's Rome. It's Rome. No, wait. San Marino and Rome. That's the two places in Italy. I forgot.
Well, that's good. We got 2 more clues. And it's only Wednesday. This game, what I like more about this over wearing time, you have a lot more time to figure shit out. Yeah, you can fuck up once or twice.
But I love how I just defaulted to China or Asia because of Po the Panda.
Oh yeah, the Kung Fu Panda. Sailed in a schooner with a green, white, and red flag.
Well, in that case, it is Rome because San Marino is an independent country.
Yeah. Going down to Rome. I don't think we even need to get in a plane for this one. We could probably just drive there, couldn't we, from Athens to Rome? But it'd be faster to fly, I guess.
Or you could take a boat.
That'd be scenic. Oh, shit.
Oh.
There you.
I just did a matrix a matrix dodge. I just leaned backwards.
Well, with your forearms, it'd be easier to catch yourself on the ground, anyways.
Right.
I tell you, man. As far as the AI art that I do for all the collabs,
all
and
I know
everything,
is that something suspicious is going on.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, like, it is kind of hard to do you, because for some reason the AI keeps giving one to give you 2, 3, or 5 hands.
Oh, there he is.
There we go. The suspect, Fast Eddie B. He don't be fast enough. We're just gonna parade his ass through town, like the bitch he is. Clean it up, keep it Rome beautiful. There we fucking go.
Rome is where they did do that. They would take enemy kings as prisoner, and then they would parade them through the streets in chains as in triumphs of the Roman heroes who defeated them, before ultimately leading the prisoners to this prison called the Tullium, where they would be strangled.
Wow, they gave them a whole show. And we got Fast Eddie B off the streets, and we got the Norse Saga manuscript. Alright. So we'll do what, like I said, we probably won't catch Carmen, because I don't know how it is and where in the world, but in where in time, you don't even get the chance. But it's I believe, randomly generated between case 35 and case 50. But we'll at least get the next promotion.
I will never truly understand, why do people steal art? Like, it's not that you can sell it. It's not like you can sell it, because then it can easily be tracked back to you. Everyone will find out that you did it, but in theory, you could ransom it.
I think for some people, it's just the fact that they have it. Just like the fact that they can do it. Like why some people climb fucking mountains because it's there.
It's there, so I will take it.
Yeah, some people are sick in the fucking head, man. One last time from the Orange Building. The Merlion, the Golden Lion from Singapore, has been stolen. So it's like gold, as in I made actual gold, or is it gold like a golden lion?
Well, it's obviously not an animal, but whether it's varnished with gold or made of solid gold, I don't know.
No, I mean like it's a statue or something, as opposed to like a living, breathing lion.
Obviously, it's a statue, yes.
Yeah. Merlion, the Golden Lion, you know, so it's not Carmen. Carmen's smart. She's not coming after us. We got 4 of these fuckers so far. So we're going down to Singapore. We're doing this one more fucking time, like Lemmy said. And see what develops. One of the world's largest ports. I don't know, man. Whenever I think I'm an old fucking hag. That whenever I think of Singapore, I think about Michael Fay. You remember Michael Fay?
No.
He was an American who went to Singapore, tagged a lot of shit with a spray can and shit, and then they were gonna cane the crap out of his butt, which is what they do with normal printers in Singapore at the time. And then the American embassy got pissed off, and then like I think they caned him anyway. Cause like that's you don't do the crime, we don't do the time overseas. And
yeah, some people were like. We're like deeply hoping that Johnny Somali would find his way to Singapore.
But Johnny fucking Somali. I hope he gets what's coming in. He's ruining tourism of Americans across the fucking world. Him and his ilk. These fucking nuisance streamers going over there. So what's Etruscan wall painting?
Etruscan wall painting. So he's going to Rome, I'm guessing.
Rome, alright. Keep looking around though, see if we can get clues on the criminal. So green, white, and red flag.
Convertible. Well, that's his vehicle.
Yep. Get one more clue before we start the shooting. Maybe we'll find it at the palace, the Singapore Palace, which looks like a Russian palace for some reason. Christian person, and the jewelry he wore. So, we'll figure it out right at the beginning. We might set a fucking record. Jewelry. Again?
Oh, that's it.
We just arrested this fucker. We paraded him through town, and his bitch ass is already back on the... What, are we putting him in Arkham Asylum or some shit? Jesus Christ, man.
No, I mean, if he's fast, if he's fast, that means he must be one of the rogues, one of the Flash's his rivals.
Yeah, Fast Eddie B getting out of fucking jail after stealing the North Saga. Oh, this dick. Rome was once capital of the Roman Empire of most of Western Europe until the 5th century. Well, at least we know it's him now, so if we're lucky, we'll be able to get the rest of the sub one through. Though the cases very slowly get longer and longer.
Wait. Oh.
Wild track. Plan to ride a camel across the Great Sandy Desert.
Talked about Croquet. Well, we already know who he is.
So that had to be
Great
back.
Sandy Desert. What the hell is the... You know, that sounds like an Australian name.
Well, I don't... Do they have camels in Australia?
I believe they were imported.
Let's
But it's probably not going to be that obvious.
take another clue.
It's probably not... I mean, it's probably not going to be that, like, out of the way.
Red, white, and blue flag. That's Australia, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alright, let's fucking do it. There we go. Thinking outside the box. We need that to catch Eddie B again. Eddie B pissing me off. Nearly as large as the United States, only 1/15 of the... Wow. That's a lot of... Like,
Because most people live in only a few small areas.
right. And then there's the beautiful Sydney Opera House. What's going on at the museum? Yep, you were right, my man. He was going to study the... Oh, shit!
I don't think the Aztecs practiced cannibalism, though. At least I don't think so. They just practiced, like, human sacrifice.
Well, I'm saying the fact that they bring it up in a Super Nintendo game in 1993. So the Aztecs, that had to be Mexico City.
That's Mexico City, yeah. Mexico City is built upon the ruins of the Aztec capital, Tenochtitlan.
I remember Chichen Itza, right? Chichen Itza. I played...
Chichen Itza is near Cancun.
Because I remember one...
And Chichen Itza...
Oops, sorry. I was just going to say one of my favorite games growing up was Tombs and Treasure, which is a point-and-click adventure that took place there and actually had all the historical buildings and stuff. I played through it relatively early on my channel, and it was kind of cathartic to do so, even though I got lost pretty easily. It's a beautiful place. Dude's flaunting his nuts around Chichen Itza. We're gonna have to put a stop to that shit. Reliable source told me he was researching the culture of the ancient Franks.
So that's either going to be France or Germany.
Let's see what the options are. Paris, France. There we go.
Yep.
It's always so much easier when, like, they spread out the options across the world. Okay, let's look around. Maybe he's at the Fast Eddie Bank. I feel like I know this bastard like the back of my hand by now. I've spent so much of my life hunting this bitch down. He changed his money to dollars. Alright.
So what kind of dollars? US dollars, Canadian dollars, Australian dollars?
You'd think a guy at the bank would be more specific with what type of fucking dollars it was. Yeah, red, white, and blue flag. Again, that could be.
Again, could be either Australia or the US. I'm overthinking this.
Yeah. This is a fucking kid's game. You gotta be New York. Or not Bamako. I don't think they take dollars in Bamako. No politics on my channel. I'll just say this hits a little bit different right now. See if we're in the right place. Oh, we're not only in the right place, looks like we're fucking done. Put fast Eddie B in the fucking dirt. Run all over the Statue of Liberty's titties, that ain't right.
Libertitties.
There you fucking go. Liberate those titties, I guess. And if we got him. We arrested him
we
again.
were promoted to.
Yeah. We got that golden lion back. Gold lion gonna show you what a light is. Let's see what is our promotion. Your new rank is Private Eye. 7 more.
All right.
7 more cases. Nah, fuck that shit.
Oh no.
Nah, we're fucking good. We're fucking. So that was kind of like I said with. I think part of the reason I initially chose Carmen Sandiego, we get a little before we go. Part of the reason I chose Carmen Sandiego was because it's April Fool's Day. I did the whole thing, did the stream with me with the huge titties, and had a little strawberry night to go from my channel, just being fucking goofy for a day. But it was kind of interesting revisiting that point in my childhood, like mid '90s, where I wasn't smart enough to know a lot of that stuff, and it was kind of cool. It was really fucking cool doing it with you, because I know history and geography and stuff. That's really your thing. It was cool to get your feedback.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that I feel like most of the locations and time periods in this I knew something about, but the average kid from that time period before the internet would not have known it. Like,
well, if I remember correctly, they actually gave out dictionaries, like not dictionaries, but like world books, encyclopedias
Atlases?
and stuff. Yeah, with a lot of the copies, so you'd actually have to look them up because it wasn't about it was about learning stuff, so that edutainment shit. And if I remember correctly, actually a couple of the DOS ports of Carmen Sandiego, you needed that book as like copyright protection. Like it'll say like, tell me what word is on what page of the first page of the book, like, because they do that a lot with software back in the day. You have to have the manual. And like I remember when I played Prince of Persia back in the day, the old DOS port, I wasn't able to get too far because I didn't have the instruction manual, and it dropped you in an area that said, drink the potion that has the like 3rd letter that appears on the 7th page, etc. So basically, you couldn't even play the game back in the day, the old computer game, unless you had the instruction manual. That was like an anti-piracy thing. It was really fucking annoying.
That makes sense.
And it got to a point where it was kind of useless because people ended up cracking them anyway. So if you really wanted to play it, you could. But like with like even the de novo and stuff these days, the big thing is just trying to stop people from pirating a game in the first couple of weeks, because I believe that's when they make most of their money. That's why you get like 90%, 95% off sales for games that have been around a few months, because they've already made their money.
Exactly, but yep, the lengths people will go to not have to pay for games or not have to pay full price.
Yeah, it's like I know I Hosho Marine like all the retro games and stuff. That's just because most of the time I don't have like I will buy them if they're available. Like I own the Turtles collection. I own the Mega Man collection. I will be playing Mega Man 4 tomorrow morning. I own the Castlevania. Like if you put them in a way, we could buy them. I'll fucking buy them. But a lot of these games are just not available anymore. Like anyway in any meaningful way you can get them. There's literally no other choice.
I don't know that much about Mega Man. I know about a few memes on do you know what Dorkly is?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
So I remember there was this one meme about impossible mode for various games, and the impossible mode for Mega Man was a boss called Spike Man.
That's because the spikes in Mega Man are instant fucking death. And like a lot of old platformers back in Nintendo, there were enemies that flew in the air that existed solely to knock you off into either the pits or the spikes. Like, they know you have a health bar, they know you can take a lot of hits, but they position the enemies in just perfect spots to kill you instantly, no matter what. So that's some fiendish level design right there, man. Like Castlevania with the that's why they have the flying Medusa heads. Like they're not a huge problem the first time you fight them, but when they come out again later in the game and you're trying to navigate all these pits and all these jumps and everything, it becomes a whole fucking thing.
Yeah, another thing, another Dorkly video about Mega Man was where if video game bosses were smart, and for Dr. Wily, it's replacing every boss with that one mole with the indestructible helmet.
Oh, the Me Too. Well,
Yeah.
well, he's not always indestructible. Like I believe like there are many different iterations of Me Tool, but he can't even move or do anything or attack unless he pops up his head. Like he's invincible with his head down, then he has to pop up his head to shoot or move. So there's still the element of time in there. Plus,
Well, the whole idea is basically the Dr. Wily tells them, stay in every boss room and do not pop your head up.
right, but then they wouldn't be able to move or do anything. So Mega Man could just like get around him. Because unless it's a sub boss, you don't actually have to kill. Now that's kind of the interesting thing about the Mega Man series too, is that there's a risk reward with killing the little enemies. You can dodge most of them, but if you do kill them, there's odds that any of them will give you power ups. Like I think that's the only way I made it through either Mega Man 5 or 6. Is because like there was a section where everything was just giving me one ups again and again and again. So I could just like fall off of buildings and into spikes as much as I fucking want. I didn't care at that point. I was checked the fuck out by the time I got to the Wild Castle. But yeah, these educational games too, like there are a couple of less popular educational ones like Captain Novaland. I actually thought about doing Captain Novaland for a stream instead, which is the Super Nintendo game about learning how to manage diabetes. Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't. Learning how to manage diabetes.
Yeah, it's fucking weird how they teach you too. So you're a superhero, Captain Novaland, and you're running around, and the enemies in the mayor gets kidnapped, and you have to save the mayor and feed him food in time because like he's about to pass out. The mayor's a diabetic as well, and at the beginning, you check your blood glucose level, and then a doctor tells you what you can and can't eat. So during the stage itself, there are little icons of food that you can pick up, but you can't pick up too much or you need more insulin. But then there are enemies that are just giant sodas and donuts and shit. Hey, Splatts, how you doing? Hey, Malone. We're just wrapping it up. We're wrapping up in a few minutes. We did not catch Carmen. We caught a lot of fuckers like twice. So we're doing. Hey, how did you like the games I recommended to you? Like of the four, like I know there were two I bought you, and two that I recommended to you. Let me know what you thought about it, man. But anyways, Captain Noveling. Uh, just these giant fucking donuts and sugar cereals trying to kill you, and it's almost impossible to beat until you figure out that the only way to kill the enemies is with like a ground pound, like get on top of them. And I think you have to hit down to stomp on them. Like you can't just normally jump. It's all fucking weird, but it's not meant to be good. It's meant to be educational.
What are some other educational? There's the Jumpstart games.
Oh yeah, those were pretty good though. Like that.
I vaguely remember them.
Because there was a lot of fucking educational slop. There was a lot of shit that wasn't good, like but there were good games out there too, like Oregon Trail. Like I definitely, I think the easiest way to do Oregon Trail would just to be either get an Apple emulator or maybe just play it on the Internet Archive because that's already built in. But there were like the Number Munchers, the Super Munchers also. There are so many fucking great games I would love to check out on there. Problem is, like I said, I'm really scared about they're gonna be taken down. If they're gonna be taken down, like so just enjoy it while you can. This massive. I don't think enough people know about the Internet Archive past the Wayback Machine. And I think we talked about this when I stopped by for your birthday stream. It's such a wealth of information. It's so fucking great.
Well, it's about 7 right now. I need to go eat something. I haven't actually eaten lunch. So,
Oh man, that's not good. So we'll go ahead and wrap it here. Like I said, probably just 2 hours. Chris, thank you for
but
stopping by.
that
Oops, sorry.
but that was a blast.
Yeah, it was great, man. Like I know with me not streaming or trying to not to stream as much anymore, and trying to work on the wrestling and the writing stuff, I don't get to collab nearly as much anymore. But that was fucking great, man. Like, we gotta do this again sometime once things clear out. That'll be fucking cool, man. And I'm really proud of you, man, about how you've been going from the shorts to the streaming and collabing and everything. It's really been cool watching you evolve, man. It's been fucking great.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming, and expect more to come.
Yo, thank you for stopping by, Chris. Thank you for stopping by, Kara. I'm your faithful Amanda Splatts and the Steve Amanda Splatts Project. Y'all, good night. Let's get that strawberry bastard out of my face right fucking now. You've done enough harm to this channel, buddy. Oh.